Next up, it's out to the training center for a great refresher on forcible entry techniques. Now let's watch Bill Murray's Back to the Basics.
Thanks, Howie. This is Billy Murray with the Virginia Beach Fire Training Center, and today, this month's Frontline, we're going to cover some basic forcible entry techniques that you can use in the field on inward swinging doors on both residential and commercial structures. When we talk about forcible entry, specifically inward swinging doors, our planning for these really starts even before the incident happens. Good pre-incident surveys, walking through our first due areas and knowing what's there. Residential structures, not too difficult. Mostly wooden, hollow, sometimes polyfill doors, not too difficult to get through. So when we do our inward swinging door assessment, we're really looking at a couple things, all right? What kind of door construction we have, or where are the hinges at, what kind of locking mechanisms are we up against, and what kind of jam do we have? Is it a wooden jam or a metal jam? Most of the time on our residential structures, you're going to deal with both a wooden door and a wooden jam, or a calamine door, a wood door with a metal veneer. First assessment, come up, what kind of door do we have? Is it locked, all right? Also, where do you think it locks at? Hit the top, hit the bottom. Try to decide where the weakest points of the door at. If it is locked and we have to force entry, a really good quick technique you can use is called the baseball bat swing. Take a halogen bar, make sure you have a clear distance, step back and drive the pike of your halogen bar into the jam, effectively splitting the jam. But what it does is offers you a good point of leverage to go up, in, and force your door. The biggest point about forcing doors though is controlling the door. So once the door opens, you want to make sure you control the door, bring it back to ground level. That way you can contain the fire, whatever is in here, to the room. So we talked about inward swinging residential doors, mostly wooden jam. Doesn't take a whole lot of force to get in. The two things that we have to remember is controlling the door, making sure it doesn't swing open, and a good initial size up of the kind of door it is and the locking mechanisms that present with it. In part 2, later on in the program, we'll cover commercial doors, usually metal with metal jams that give us a little bit more resistance to forcing.